Count money, man. Stack riches. Try and told him I'm a beast, bud.
What's up, gang? Welcome to the G.R.I.N.D. Simon Arias here. Get ready, it's a new day. What's up, gang? Welcome to another episode of the G.R.I.N.D. Get ready, it's a new day. With Simon and Big Perm.
What's going on, Mr.
Perm
Arias?
In the house. What's
how
up,
you doing,
dog?
Boss?
Good. How are you?
All right.
We was grinding this week, huh?
Oh man, it was this week and last week. You know what I mean?
Going hard.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think I appreciate you first of all because you my road dog.
My man.
So we get to have fun and you drive and make sure we get business done. Both of us are getting business done in the car. I'm getting work done. And without that, it would be harder for me to do what I'm able to do. And then if you're going to spend that much time in the car with somebody, you better like them and get along with them. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so just to click with you and know that we came up together and how much you make me laugh, dog. I mean, if anybody out there has been watching the Perm versus shows, this dude, this is him 24/7. This is how it's been. We just started hitting record.
This
is constant laughter with this dude. Yeah. But thank you, man. But I thought it was sick. I appreciate doing it and riding and grinding with you. And yesterday I thought was cool. Last night was cool at Ursuline.
How did it feel? I mean, I thought it was kind of awesome. I mean, you being, from Ursuline and all that, and then, they ask you to be in a big room of some of your favorite peers that you grew up with and you enjoyed to watch them grow, and being a child and now becoming an adult and being where you're at and going to speak back at Ursuline High School. That
it's comedy to even hear.
I mean, you going back to Ursuline High School to go speak in a gold and green suit. You know what I'm saying? How did that feel, man?
It's funny, first of all, because I was so bad at that point in my life. I mean, I was getting in a decent amount of trouble than a more, mostly the normal kids. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was getting in trouble. I was rebellious and spent time in juvenile and wasn't the easiest kid to manage, so in the school. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I think to be back and talking in front of people that I haven't even seen since then. Wow. And then for the first time, this is the next time you see that person. Yeah. It was funny for both of us because I know, now they got good intentions for me. They want to see that. Yeah. It's not like they didn't want to see it, but I know it's just funny, to talk about. Like, did you ever, like when I said to the priest, did you ever think that I was going to be ever quoting some scripture, up here, and we were laughing about that. But you talked about being in the room with people that I looked up to, like as a kid. One of my mentors and friends, that we use his place is Mr. Tony Cafaro.
Yes, sir.
So, they own a ton of malls and real estate and pretty much are the biggest givers. And be a big giver, that means you got a lot. And so he was one of the biggest givers, probably the biggest giver in our city to everything, their family.
Big heart. And
I remember for a period of time, I lived on the east side, lived in Camel. I bounced around. So one year we lived on the north side of Youngstown, and we would play football in the parking lot across the street. In the parking lot across the street, we would call it Cafaro Field. Yeah. It was Cafaro's parking lot. Okay. In the back. And we probably wasn't supposed to be out there. You know what I mean? And
always breaking the rules. At night, breaking the rules.
But we used to do it, man. And I looked at that name and that person like it was bigger than life. Right. You know what I mean? Not to ever know the person, you know what I mean? Right. And not me, you know what I mean? I was just single mom, welfare, you know what I mean? And a lot of help from my grandparents. And you know what I mean? Never was I supposed to be getting to know those did I ever think in a million years. But I've developed a relationship with Mr. Cafaro over the years. We won a state title at Ursuline, and I remember after the championship game, he went to his house and he treated us like gold. And I just ended up being real impressed with him personally. My personal experience with him has been, man, to have the net worth this dude got and to have your own plane and to still be rolling with some of the people you grew up with, and in a city that you don't need to live in, and just the love he has for normal people. I mean, there's been plenty of times me and you it's me, you, Mr. Cafaro, and a couple people hanging with Big Perm.
Yeah.
And it's normal. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? Like, not too many people are going to sit and do stuff like that and have friends like that and have that type of still humility and some form of feet on the ground. Because you never know what you would be like till you in those shoes, brother. And I'm talking about, man, imagine yourself having planes and all this other money. And a lot of people would be like, I'm gone.
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. Youngstown has been real.
I love y'all.
I ain't dealing with this. You know what I mean? And the dudes and people don't really appreciate it sometimes, but so I'm just being in that room, with him. And then, being in the room with all the other people, in there, Moransky, Ed Moransky, and owns the Lake Club. And, I mean, all of that was cool. And, it just made me think back to all the people that helped me get to that moment to where I was able to address the team. I'm grateful for Coach G.R.I.N.D. For those that don't know, back in Ohio, my high school, Ursuline High School was usually a powerhouse football program. We won the first one in 2000, state titled, and Coach G.R.I.N.D. came in later, and I think he won it 8, 9, 10. So then we had 4 titles over a 10-year period. He went to the state title again before, and he went and was coaching Canton McKinley, which is a huge, program in Ohio, and we just got our coach back 2020. So he was gone for a minute, and they had it 1 year at one point. I don't think they won a game.
No.
Bad. Like, that don't happen.
Yeah.
And he came in, and within, I think this is his second year, he's already got him winning, already got the culture rocking, the dude knows how to win. So to have him invite me, in, and I didn't play for him, to talk, that was cool. And I got to see people that I hadn't seen in a long time, and I got to roll over there with you. But I thought that was cool. What did you think? I thought it was cool to look down and see you in the building with me, because you saw the whole thing happen. You know what I mean?
It was amazing to watch you, real talk, just go on stage, knowing the whole school system, how you've been when you was younger, doing football, to actually being still the same height, never got bigger. But
unfortunately,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, just to see you walk up there, man, and just speak your heart out and do something great for your city, and just be there and happy that you can be there by your peers, the people that you looked up to your whole life, was amazing to watch that. You know what I mean? And I think you did an awesome job. I mean, an awesome job, man. So I always say keep up the good work, because I think, you know what I mean, it's hard to do what this man does. I say it over and over again because I'm with you all day long. So I know
I got friends of ours that that don't understand what a day normally looks like. You know what I mean? They're like, man, when you come to Youngstown, we need to go to lunch, or we should hang out, and only you would understand that, like, man, when I'm coming in, it's already on borrowed time. I'm already set, stretched. And so I don't have time to hang for 2 hours or 3 hours. A lot of the times I feel horrible, man.
Right, I know.
And I do my best. And before, you probably used to look at me the same way and think, like, what is he? He can't be that busy.
He's not that busy. You know what I mean? There's no way.
Until we're in
that busy, man. No way. But until you're in it.
Until we roll together.
And you see, the time, the scheduling, everything is scheduling. I don't know how many times he says this, but without the scheduling, I don't think it would be a big operation like you got in that.
Everything is scheduled. It's always everything is scheduled. Even to the calls on the way home. Calls.
You're so scheduled in. You're already a year ahead.
A lot booked up
already.
A lot. So not everything.
No, but a lot. Though.
But a lot booked up. And what I appreciate about you is you're one of the few that can hang on the grind.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen how many people I put to sleep on the grind.
Tristan, you one of them, brother. You fell out, brother. You
young
fell out.
pup. We gonna teach him how to grind.
Yeah.
But most of the time I'm up. I'm up early. You see what time I'm up? I'm up at 5:15 when we hit the road. Yeah. Sometimes up late entertaining. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? On the run, mind, body, spirit. Yep. In the morning, no matter where, hotel, travel, don't matter where I'm at. This is what's gonna happen.
I can vouch for that.
And you roll. You're driving long hours. You're up early. I mean, getting it. It's like you got a legit work ethic for real. You do, and I appreciate having you around. I think you know, the other thing that was cool is we had the owners meeting this week.
Oh yeah, that's right.
From our corporate company, American Income Life, and Globe. And so Globe is going to be the World Series this year is going to be played at Globe,
hosted by
Globe Life Stadium, which is our parent company stadium. And so we have a relationship with the Dallas Cowboys. Also, we're the official life insurance company of the Dallas Cowboys, and they're playing the World Series at Globe Stadium. So we had the chance to hear Darren Woodson speak to all the business owners, and he was a safety for the Dallas Cowboys and won Super Bowls, and you know really had a great career. And the dude blazed it. I mean, just talked about preparation and not wanting to be average, and what it takes and what it requires to not be average. Right. Some of the sacrifices, some of the things that you got to do that you don't want to do. He talked about you dream about playing in the Super Bowl. What you don't dream about is being 19 games into a season and your body is physically beat up and abused, and it takes so much just to get on the field and all of that, and the adrenaline, you know what I mean, the obstacles that you go through, you know, when you dream of, you know, this big, there's some things in there that they're not as sexy, you know what I mean. No matter what it is, you got to find a way to do those do those things. So that, you know, he did a great job. But you know, we got a chance to listen to him. Then we had they had quick shout outs on our meeting too.
Real? Like who they shooting out?
They had Mike Ditka. They had Bo Jackson.
Bears.
Yeah.
The Bears.
They had Bo Jackson, Ice Cube.
Today was a good day. Come on,
sir.
Cube.
Yeah.
Cube over there too.
Yeah. That so it was tight, man. It spoke to what we like to say. We like to attract and do business with business athletes.
For sure.
So we had some athletes in there.
Yeah.
You had people talking business and doing business. So I thought that was tight. But you know what I think is tighter is the Perm versus all these Perm versus things. I don't know if you guys that are listening have seen some of these things that Perm does, but basically we just one day I hit the record button. This is all normal.
This is exactly what happened. One day we had to get coffee. Exactly. Starbucks. First, we had to get coffee. He sends me a list. I'm new to this. He sent me a list, and I was like, "What is going on? I don't know what's going on with this." He's like, "Just go ahead and just do it." So, all right, cool. So we're at it, and then you just happen
I start recording.
Yeah, that's it.
Because he's funny all the time.
That's it.
So I'm like, let's record this, man.
Yeah.
So then I had to figure out who did I want to send it to.
Yeah.
And I sent it to a couple people, and they were dying.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Let's post this and see if we can't make some people laugh. Normally, I'm always serious with my posts. Let's grind. You know what I mean? Let's do the work. Have some discipline. You know what I mean? All that. So I'm like, man, maybe I could help some other people to laugh like I be laughing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With you. And the response was, people loved it.
They loved it.
You know, everybody was commenting on it. Everybody was saying how it made their day and gave them a break from some of the stress and the monotony. We had people even reach out to us and say it helped them get through, you know, their spouse had cancer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
amazing, man.
You know, they nothing else to really make them laugh right now. And I got to tell you, I watched that over and over again, and it made me laugh. And, you know, so now that's cool to just see you walking in your calling.
Yeah.
Like you get to see me doing what I do.
Correct.
Walking in my calling. This is the same thing I've been doing
forever,
my whole life.
Your whole life.
And you've been funny. You've been funny your whole life.
This is what it's been doing.
So people just get a chance to get blessed with that gift that you got to make cats laugh, to make people laugh, man. And you got that great balance of you'll make people laugh, but you're not a punk. You're not soft.
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean? So it's like, man,
no way, shape, or form.
It's a great combination. So I'm wondering what everybody else thinks about them. I know we were talking about. You know, any listeners on here,
for sure.
If you have any other suggestions on the Perm versus, we've been going versus McDonald's. I think we went versus Chick-fil-A, Starbucks. So we're looking for other places that you want to see. TSA was the best.
Good job, Bonnie.
Giovanni, yeah. We got to drop the TSA.
Oh yeah,
videos. We got some more videos. We're going to try to put them all up together. But we're gonna make a page.
A whole page on it. All right.
Vonnie said we're making a page.
So you guys get ready. It's gonna be a page of us. This is just seeing us go through the airport.
Let's get some requests.
Yeah, just
what they want to do, what y'all think you want to say. Like one of my ideas today. Yeah. You see me? Where did I go in today? And
we went to, I don't know how to pronounce, but it's the place where you go in and you get frozen for a little bit. It's like a frozen box. What is it called?
Cryotherapy.
Cryotherapy. That's a big word. Cryotherapy.
Is this so cold to make your ass want to cry your ass out?
I seen you in there. You was like, I said, what? That was freezing cold, brother.
Negative 170 or right? Negative one, almost
and
negative
kept
200.
telling me, just got to stay in 3 more minutes. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah. So we said,
we're going to try it out.
We're gonna, and I'm, just like you were worried about me. They had to put the, they had to put the step up pads for me because I'm short.
There's a whole
my head would have been completely under.
Gonna reach it. So
she had,
of course, he had stools.
She had me covered. She threw it in there. Step up on here on that. So my head got out, and I was in there, and I'm turning around. Yeah. They're making you turn. And as I'm turning, I'm bumping into stuff, and I'm thinking,
Perm
this lady lied. She lied.
She said I could fit in there with no problem.
I said, could you fit something like this in there? And she said, oh yeah, no problem. We do it all the time. I'm bumping into stuff in there, and I'm thinking, we better be ready to bring the jaws of life in this. But that's one of them I would love to see personally myself.
Yeah, I'm down.
That would be an
an
instant classic.
That's going to be some fun.
Are you down to get into cryotherapy?
I'm down for that. I'm down. But if y'all want me really to get in it, make sure you comment and say how much you want me to get into this freezer box. That's what I like to call it, because it's below negative 170. That's a lot. That's
Freezer
mucho
box.
frio. Mucho frio. So
freezer
get back.
Box.
Let's get back to the thing here that you had here with the whole business and company thing. How did you guys come with the COVID to actually, because normally you actually go to these things, right? So when you go to the Prove It, you guys actually go to
the meetings.
Right. So you guys
so the meetings were all the
virtual.
Business owner meetings was all virtual. Normally we all go in person.
Right. So how did that even come about? Like, how did you guys even, as a big company, everyone's used to even going there, you got to be there, and everyone did this whole Zoom thing. How did that work out?
I thought it was pretty good. For 4 hours worth of meetings, I don't have the greatest attention span. I think they did a good job with keeping everybody's attention and having good. I thought the guest speakers, did a good job. They had, some of the players that spoke and stuff like that, so it kept it fresh and it was good. We had a couple small technology issues in the beginning because they used a different platform, not Zoom, and it looked sweet. But I thought it went good. I thought it went great. I thought I'm just impressed by the way the whole year went. Today in the car you heard I was talking to Roger Smith.
Yes.
So Roger Smith is the old CEO of our company. Okay. And he retired after years and years. And this dude, he's writing a book right now called From GED to CEO.
Come on. From GED to CEO.
Yep. So you can relate to that.
Absolutely.
You got your GED.
Yeah, I definitely got my GED.
Now you about to be the CEO.
That's what I got. GED. I'm coming up.
So that's Roger, and he ended up being our CEO of the company, retired, and we were talking about him coming to visit, and when he visits, he's going to release his book and all of that stuff, man. But we were talking about, he was shocked. He said, I can't believe you guys made that switch so fast on Zoom. He said, I never would have imagined our people giving presentations on Zoom and having appointments virtually and doing a good job with it and everything. And I told him the same thing. The only thing that would have caused us to do that was COVID.
Had to be COVID.
It had to be forced. Right. Survival.
Correct.
Survival. And sometimes your human instinct for survival is your greatest strength. You know what I mean? It's like I look back on my mom and I'm like, even your mom. I look back on my mom. Your mom raised all boys on the east side of Youngstown. My mom, welfare had me 19 years old, and her and other people helped me. But just her work ethic, it's almost like, man, she was just in straight survival mode. I don't even know how you do something like that. How do you work that many hours and deal with a kid? And I wasn't the easiest kid to deal with, and no money, and you know what I mean, bills due, and you know what I mean. Her telling me, man, I would look at the bill and just throw it in the trash, and not let it.
My mom did the same thing.
Get me out of the game. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So, I think you pull a lot of real strength, from that type of stuff. But I don't even remember what the hell I was talking about.
Shout out to our moms for that, just for him bringing that up. Because, they Mama Chrissy, she worked her ass off every single day to do
Imagine being a parent and your house gets shot up.
I mean, it would be, as a parent, especially, it would be horrible to think.
And it ain't an accident.
And
this
she
wasn't like
even
the
there.
wind blew.
Like, she wasn't even there.
She was there.
Oh, she was in the house? That's right.
She
okay.
was there. Because
That is
that's
right.
why she don't even sleep on the in bed no more.
Because of this.
Because of that, she usually sleeps on the couch. Because the bullet hole missed her head by just a few inches, and her mind just relates it to that. That's a true story.
True story.
And knowing that I was the culprit, you know what I mean? It's the life that I was living. You know what I mean? The things that I was doing, and the double life. You know, just trying to be good and do the right thing, and had some good people in my corner, but then still, you know, wanting to do things that were more fun and that would give me more, notoriety,
right.
and wanted to make money young and all of that stuff. And so I was so torn on that and kept going back and hanging with, old friends versus, the new friends I was making in school. And so I was living that double life, man. But, the moms, I mean, just,
Sure.
there's, I don't even know how somebody makes, that's what I was talking about, survival. Like through survival, you pull it off. You know what I mean? If you could put yourself in a mode of survival, that I have to do this to survive. Mentally, you trick your mind that this is the new survival. If I do this, I'm not gonna make it. Like no plan B. I gotta survive.
Gotta do it.
You'll be surprised at what you do. But that takes people getting out of their comfort zone because going all in on something like that and saying that is not safe. It takes believing in yourself and doing something a little bit different. And so people telling you, trying to talk you out of it. And usually nothing real special happens without somebody making a real special, like, mental decision of taking a risk somewhere along the line.
Take a risk, man.
People want to steal second base with their foot on first base, and it don't work like that in baseball. Man. You got to leave the bag and take a risk. You know what I mean? And slide in.
And for me, it's a far run.
Oh, my.
Second base is a run. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get there. Go ahead.
Come on, we got to get you sliding head first into second base. Blow somebody's ACL out of second base. Like, go ahead and tag me if you want to. You're gonna pay a large price.
But yeah, man, I think the same thing. You got to go through those things in order. And that's what you guys have happened with COVID. You guys had to go through some things with what happened because everyone can go anywhere. So where you guys came together and you made this system to make it work. And it's doing well for the whole company. Double-digit
growth, for the company, after being around for years and years and years. They told me in their projections to the corporate company, I don't know if I'm legally allowed to say this. I don't want to get them in trouble, but let's just say their projections, when they had to make projections to the company at the corporate level, their projections were not positive.
No.
Not positive.
This wasn't going to happen.
Not what we're doing right now.
Correct.
You know what I mean? It's like, no, we're way, you know what I mean? Just to survive, break even would have been great.
Right.
Let alone thrive.
Right.
And just crush it. You know what I mean? And so, that's just great. I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful for the leaders in the company. I'm grateful for the company in general, what it's done for my life. I'm grateful for the people that I've met. I'm grateful for living in the United States of America, that somebody can even do something like that. You know what I mean? To just do something like that. And it's not even always possible in other countries. Oh. You know what I mean? So I just feel so grateful, so focused, so driven, by, and then, all I want to do is pass it on to somebody else. You know what I mean? And see if I can make a difference in people's life. You heard me talking to a young man on the phone, and
yes, sir.
Before we came in and did this, and his brother was shot and murdered. He had a lot of talent, coming up in high school, but lost his brother when he went to college, and ended up, letting it affect him, and so now you got this person that is still fighting, probably late 20s to get his college degree. Because he promised his mom he was going to do it,
right?
And he's going to do it, and so smart, so intelligent, and so I'm having a conversation with him, and I'm like, man, I'm not on the level of, you know, some of the people that have mentored me that I've reached out to, like Jim Tressel.
Shout out to Jim.
You know, Mr. Cafaro, you know, people like that. Like, I didn't win no national championship at Ohio State, and I'm not in the college football Hall of Fame like Tressel. You know, I don't own malls, you know, like Cafaro. You know, I don't own 90 Annie Ann's, you know what I mean, like the other guy, you know, Moransky. But I still feel like, man, I've learned how to come from not saying I had the hardest life in the world. Other people got harder. I was blessed in a lot of ways too, but just not easy, and can relate to losing friends, can relate to the drug game, can relate to, you know, those things, and really know that I'm speaking the, you know, I know I know the language because I lived it, and if you know it, then you know it. And I love trying to connect with people now and seeing how can I pass this down. Like, you know what I mean? Right. How can I give this stuff to other people? Because I used to be so confused when I was growing up. My mom would take me for Christmas, and I talk about it all the time. My favorite thing during Christmas was I would look forward to my mom put me in the car.
That crazy.
We would drive to Canfield to the nice houses and look at all the lights decorated.
Beautiful lights at that time.
And I remember as a kid loving them. Loving the time with my mom, loving the whole situation. But then I remember thinking, like, how? How?
No way.
How do you end up in a house like this, and I'm going home to a house like that? Like, how?
Like,
where do I even start to figure this out? Wow. You know what I mean? And I didn't love
working
school.
every day. You're like, what's going on?
I didn't love school.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's like, man, I felt like they all had to be scientists or they all had to like get 4.0s in school. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm done. I ain't never gonna live there. I'm just gonna, you know, I'd rather just
GM.
You know, be a GM. You know what I mean?
Everybody wanted to be at GM.
And then I found out it's like, man, you don't even need degrees are great, but you don't need it to make it.
No.
That's crazy.
They never use them.
I didn't know. You know what I mean? And it's really just if you learn, if you do the right things, if you find the successful people and you do what they do, you're gonna get what they got. And so it became a copycat game where you could really cheat. Like, I used to try to make it through any way I could, high school and college, and I'd be lying if I wasn't telling you that, you know, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I was trying to pass.
You were cheating?
Oh, I didn't say that.
Okay.
I just was trying my hardest to pass. You know what I mean? And doing whatever was required. And so then I found out in life that if you find the people that are getting A's on their tests in business or whatever, in sports and whatever it is that you want to be great at, and you just go do what they tell you to do 100% of the time and do what they do, great chance you're going to get what they get. So it's an open book test. So I'm like, man, if you can just do what they do, there's no more secrets anymore. There's no more. There's no more. And I want to help kids out there and people out there that think the way that I thought, that I didn't know what the answers were. Right. How do you do that? I want to give them the answers. So whether the answer is them working with me, and I do love giving some of them an opportunity because I believe, how could you not? It's not like I do it to get a person to work here. Right. We're so far beyond that, dog. Right. We're about to be at plus 20 offices. Right. Millions of dollars in a year in revenue. We'll probably do 40, 50 million next year. I ain't out here trying to hustle a 19-year-old to come work here. Right. You know what I mean? It's I'm 37 years old and I'm a father, man. If I think the kid can be helped, and I look at them and I'm like, I think they would benefit from being here over being here. Then I that's what the advice is sometimes that I give them. But I don't care if they work here or don't work here. I want to give them what books to read. I want to tell them. You know, I want to give them some answers. I want to try to give them some knowledge and give them some guidance, because knowledge is power. It is. And if you just know the answers, it's not as difficult. I'm telling you, it ain't as difficult as people think it is to win. It's just, you just got to mentally do the work. So if you got that dog in you and you could bring that dog out, that fire out, and you believe in yourself and you're willing to do the work, it's literally sky's the limit.
Well, I think you definitely do the work. I've seen you do exactly everything what you do. You got one guy on here that's actually following literally everything you do, and it's showing. So
no doubt
for you, brother.
No doubt.
Sure.
We'll talk about it soon too.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it soon. So to close out, if this helped anybody, share it with someone.
Yes.
And then Perm, what do you think, man? What do you? We're running out of episodes.
We're running out of episodes.
So we need. What do you want to do? What can we leave here and do today?
What do you think? We'll just go ahead. Actually, what we want to do is request some orders, drinks. You know what I mean? And see what you guys think. What
do they want?
And where should I go?
Message
where
us.
do you think would be one of the funniest places you think I should pull up in? Should I go to I don't know, Giant Eagle, walk in and talk to someone at the register? Should I go to
the drive-thrus are easier for me to tape.
Well, that's the easiest.
So just
thing.
you guys out there,
we'll just
stick to drive-thrus because it's easy for me to tape, and it's going to be funnier.
Well, just shoot us something that you want us to do, and we'll have some fun on it, man. I always appreciate you. Thank you. I had a bomb day on this podcast, Grindcast.
Yes, sir.
How you always say, let's get ready.
Get ready. It's a new day.
It's a new day.
Count money, man. Stack riches. Try and told him I'm a beast, blood.